I'd like to introduce you to a couple of different modes and function of Edgenuity. There are two primary modes of logging into this system. The first one I'm going to show is the educator mode. As an educator logging into Edgenuity, this is your welcome screen. To show what a course looks like, I will go to the course structures view. Under the course structures view, you're going to see, after I get to one of the sections, we're going to log into the Biology Semester 1. This shows all of the units and subunits for the first semester. So as you can see, the first unit is ecology. The subunit is cycles of matter. And then underneath of each subunit, you can see the structure of each of these lessons. So you can see how each subunit is broken down in an online or an outline format. Clicking the links opens up the same content that students view in their module. I want to draw attention to the guided notes. By selecting the guided notes, you will get access to a PDF version of the form that students have available to follow along with each of their lessons. This is a newer feature and is not available for all content at this time. Eventually, all courses will have this, and students or teachers can print these to give to students. Allows them something they can use to study from. If you check on the subunits, you will see that you get both an option for the guided notes or a teacher version. The teacher version is the same as the student version, with the exception that all of the blanks are filled out for the students. So this is the content for the course structure. So from here, one of the things that you're going to want to do is be able to manage your students. So if you go up here to the Students tab and come down to Manage User Groups, this is the easiest way to manage your student groups. As you can see here, I've got mine broken down into 6 sections. This corresponds with the 6 classes that are loaded into the system. Groups are unique to the user and are not visible to students or other educators who log on to their own account. Groups can be set up to arrange by class, ability group, special needs, or anything else that you find that you need to use. The way that you set up groups is just simply by clicking Add New Group. It brings up an option box that you can title and then allows you to be able to set them up. I haven't set up any students in the A2 bio group, but as you can see, the different things that come up after the students have been loaded are available for you to view here. But once setting up groups, you need to go to Manage Courses and then select the course that you want to group. Again, I'm working inside of the Biology Semester 1 schedule. So you would select the Biology Semester 1 schedule, and then you would select to view students, and then from there you just select each of the students that you want to add, and then those would be selected into whichever group you want those particular students isolated into. Again, this doesn't change the enrollment of the student, it just gives the user the ability to view them in a smaller subset of classification. Probably one of the best options and the thing that will be used the most throughout the educator's login is the reports. Reports are basically found best in the dashboard option. So when you select the dashboard option, you will see a listing and tracking of all of the information that you need to know about the particular student and course. So first thing to notice is in the alert column, if there were any conditions or situations where a student is unable to progress through their selected course, an alert would show up here. The alert would show up as either a yellow or red exclamation point. By clicking on that alert, it would give you the options of what you would need to do as an educator to get the student back into the course. Most of the times it is after they have completed their quizzes or assessments and need to be allowed to progress into the next section or unit. Then the next option you see here is the student's name. I have the option for display of last name hidden for the sake of privacy of the students, but you can select what is shown in the display options here. You can see that all of these students are in the biology semester 1 class and then their current grade in the class. This value is a little misleading because, as you can see, for Olivia with a 96% grade currently in the class, she's also at 2.8% progression for the target of 15.5. Now I know that these students just recently started in the biology Edgenuity course, so it is expected that they are going to be behind in their progress, which is understood. If they were meeting on track for their progress, this column would show up as without the red highlight. But this will show all of the different aspects, such as their start time, target date, and their target completion goals that are set for them. Now the second type of login is the student access login. This is the screen that the student will see when they initially log into Edgenuity into their account. Any course that they are enrolled in will show up here as a block that they can manipulate and use to access that particular course. Because I'm an educator, I'm logged in and enrolled in each of these courses so that I have the ability to view the student view. I'm also given the option to be able to go in and look at any of the course content in any order without being limited by progression. So I'll go ahead and go into the first semester biology course. Now, as you can see, it's very similar to what we saw in the educator view. We see the unit of ecology and then each of the subsections for that. If you come over to the right, you can see the breakdown of the entire semester. So under the unit of ecology, we can see that there are the cycles of matter, organizational hierarchy, and so on through down to the unit test. And each of these subunits is broken down, and you can see the little figure of the person to show where I as a student am currently located in this, given the estimated times that are expected to complete it. Another very neat function of this is the breakdown to show the objectives for the subunit, the standards that are going to be covered, and it even shows a transcript of any of the videos that are used in each of the sections. So if you were to go in and open up the first section, which is titled Warm Up, you can see some of the functions that are available for the students. The majority of the unit is given in video lecture. So as you can see here, the section of cycles of matter, it plays like a regular video player. The student has the complete option to be able to manipulate the player, move the video back and forth to see the different things that are available. And as you can see here at the bottom, you'll notice there are 3 separate sections that the cycles of matter is going to cover. The little button here opens up another integration of the online educational access. There's a place that the student can input their own physical notes from the topics that are being discussed. They can select on the glossary, which brings up all of the vocabulary that is used through this unit. And the best feature here is one for students who have problems with listening, or especially with students who are English language learners. There's a complete transcript by section for the students to follow along with. So if they can't hear the video, they can always go and use the transcripts for what is identified in the video.